This is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm, broadcasting here in Shelbyville, Tennessee, Bedford County, about 50 miles south of Nashville, 25 miles south of Murfreesboro, and a lovely rolling. Well, it was cloudy, but I think the sun's trying to pop out now. We did need that rain a little bit, though, folks, because we still got half our county in an extreme drought. So it was good to see some of that coming on in. It's that time of the month where we have in here Bedford County Sheriff Austin Swing to talk about various law enforcement issues going on here in the county. Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning, Scott.
Good to have you. I know you normally bring some stats you like to start with about what's going on last month.
I do, and I'm not going to go over each and every one of them, but maybe the ones that at least I think would be of some interest.
Okay.
Of course, the stats I'm giving are for the last month, the month of October, and the Bedford County Sheriff's Department last October did patrol 81,253 miles. That's about the life of one car right there.
It's a big county land-wise.
It is, almost 500 square miles.
You got a lot of turf to cover.
That, according to my phone, was 2,621 miles a day. If you think about it, that's a lot for one day.
Well, you know what? And you know this, Sheriff, but you're on a call in Rover up near Eagleville, and then you get a call in Flat Creek.
Yes.
Then you get a call in Bell Buckle.
Yeah, and, or Wheel, and then Beach Grove.
That's right. I mean, you just, you're all over the place, and it's just part of it.
It is. We also, in the month of October, served 792 warrants, which is about 25 and a half warrants every day. And as you know, all our officers do and can serve warrants, but we actually have a warrants division.
The volume that you all have over the last several years, you can't afford not to have one.
No.
It would take forever to serve all those because obviously the guys on the road can do it, but they may get saturated with calls on a shift, so you need somebody focused on that.
Yeah, there's some days they probably wouldn't have a chance.
Because that's a service that you guys have to provide.
Exactly.
Papers, yeah.
Total arrests made was 196. Total inmates, at the time of this report, this changes on a daily basis.
Absolutely it does.
But currently in holding, 313. And total persons processed through the jail in October was 356. So a lot going on back there,
10 people a day coming through.
It's amazing.
Getting processed in, and 313, okay, we're creeping up a little bit, right?
We sure are. It's just amazing. As I say, I guess you build it, they'll come.
The capacity is a little over 400, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, we've been in there, about 4 years. And,
started out with, around 200 inmates?
I guess so.
When we transferred over there?
Probably was about that,
yeah.
So, and, most are Bedford County, and even most state prisoners we have are from Bedford County, but we do have a lot of state prisoners, and so often, and I got this question this morning, man said, well, how many you got in there from out of town? I said, well, without going and doing some kind of check, I said, I really couldn't sit here and tell you how many we have in jail that are from out of town, but
if they committed a crime here, they get to go to our jail.
It's not like we're going to send you home.
Yeah, you're from Wilson County. You have to go to jail there. Yeah, it's not a homebound thing.
So it's
where you commit the crime, right?
That's right, and it's just kind of the way it falls. We do probably have maybe more than our share of state prisoners, but guess who makes the call on that?
The state.
The state.
Oh, yeah. They're the ones that certify your jail, too.
Yeah. So it's not like you say, I'm not keeping him. Oh, yes, you are.
and they do reimburse the county for that.
They do. We do get reimbursed. Not that it's any kind of
huge amount of money.
Right. But, I mean, it's better not getting anything, I guess. Well, I know. Anyway, back to the stats here.
Yeah, back to the stats.
The Bedford County Sheriff's Department had 396 investigations, 66 traffic accidents were worked. I thought this. I don't think I usually give this one out, but 33 aggravated assault. That's a lot of. I mean, aggravated assault is a serious offense.
Well, it's a felony, yeah.
and 33 of them in 1 month. That really
that's one a day. That is an eye popper. Actually, I wouldn't have thought it would have been that many, but
no. We had 10 motorist assist, 25 escorts that were non-arrest, 91 transports where there was an arrest or somebody was in custody, 299 traffic stops, and 58 911 calls during the month of October. So, once again, another busy month, and October usually is a busy month.
Yeah, folks weren't getting bored, were they?
No, they weren't. Going to the jail there behind us, in the month again of October, there was 28,121 meals served at the Bedford County Jail.
Busiest restaurant in Bedford County.
It is. There's nobody comparable. We fed 937 meals to juvenile.
They're staying busy too then.
They are. They really are. Food cost, it's gone up, Scott. You remember we used to could do it for less than $1.
I've heard you say that for years, as a matter of fact. Not anymore, right?
No, groceries have really gone up.
Of course, you've heard citizens complain about their cost of groceries for a couple of years now, and at least. And we can say the same thing on the inmate meals, right?
1 month cost Bedford County $40,567.
That was a grocery bill?
Yeah. Just over $40,000.
What does that come out per meal?
$1.39.
$1.39. Oh God, yeah. Because it was
bad.
No, it's actually not bad, but it was $1 for a long time.
Oh yeah. We used to bounce back, maybe a little above, a little below.
Maybe those price of groceries will come down at some point.
It might. Hopefully so.
Yep.
The court report that out there, that massive building that we've got, the biggest part of it is, other than the jail, is probably all the courtrooms that we have. Again, just like I was talking a while ago, that we had a special group that serves warrants. Same for the judicial services. We have officers that work the courtrooms every day, and 99.9% of the time, that's all they do is work in the court system. The month of October was also busy for them. Our judicial services scanned and searched in the month of October 6,239 people. This was for 41 court sessions that the deputies maintained security for. There was 1,918 individual court cases. Deputies served, now I'm talking about the deputies in court division, served 20 criminal and civil warrants and took into custody 20 people for warrants that had
showed
been
up
charged.
They showed up for court.
Showed up for court and got to stay.
6,200 folks scream. That's like an airport there.
Well, it is, and I've had people say, "Well, they do," just talking about the officers that work out there. Well, they do out there just sit around.
No,
not hardly.
No, I've worked that a few times. That's you can get very busy, as a matter of fact, and a lot of folks that come to court aren't real happy.
No,
and so you got to deal with that as well.
And some would say, well, with all the officers there, shouldn't be any problems. Well, just as close as Coffee County in Manchester, about 4 or 5 years ago, had a shooting right there inside
at the security checkpoint.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah, you don't know what folks are going to do, and you got to obviously have people be able to respond to that. So
no, you really don't know. Deputies also transported during the month of October 121 inmates from court holdings to the courtroom. So
that's the court security officers. Yeah,
court security. So, as I say, October was a busy month for all.
Folks, we're talking to Bedford County Sheriff Austin Swing about various issues going on in law enforcement here in Bedford County. We're going to take a 60-second break and be right back.
Kincaid's is proud to offer Beauty Rest Black to our customers. Beauty Rest Black represents a leap forward in bedding with sleep climate technology keeping you cool and triple-stranded pocketed coils to give you luxurious support all night long. Wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day with a new Beauty Rest Black mattress from Kincaid Service Company. 400 Madison Street, Shelbyville, across from the Speedway gas station. 931-684-5662.
When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville, across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care.
This is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting here in Shelbyville, Tennessee, Bedford County. It's that time of the month where we have Bedford County Sheriff Austin swinging here to talk about various issues and programs and things going on in law enforcement in Bedford County. The sheriff just got through providing us with statistics and the various divisions he has in the sheriff's department. And normally, Sheriff, you bring a special topic in every month, and I assume you got one for this month.
I do.
What are we going to talk about today?
Well, it should sound familiar to most people.
Okay.
The Blue and Green Samaritans. Obviously, I'm blue being city police, green being county as well as state officers, but most everyone, I think, I'm sure, has heard the biblical story of the Good Samaritan. And, one thing I have noticed, people don't change much.
Over thousands of years, right? I mean, people are people, right?
That is it.
Technology and stuff changes, but people don't necessarily change.
Basically are the same. And
there's been a need for law enforcement for thousands of years.
Yeah. Anyhow, groups and cultures nowadays, or back then, were extremely divided.
Then and now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
There was rampant distrust. I know when Jesus told this story to the Jews, the Samaritans were a hated group.
Folks didn't like them, but law enforcement officers and some parts of our country are kind of in the same situation and have been the last few years, right?
They really are, which kind of is where I guess got the title of the Blue and Green Samaritans. Simple-minded hatred towards law enforcement in America has become the norm. Again, you said the magic words a while ago. Certain parts of America.
Yep. Very supportive here in Bedford County.
They are. We're very fortunate here to be.
But it's not true everywhere.
Not at all.
Even here in Tennessee in some places, yeah.
Oh, no. Well, there's places even here that's, as you say, not so much. Many thousands of officers across the nation have been judged unfairly and based on improper action of a very few. And, that's the thing. If you do have an officer, which really, all in all, is not that often, but if you do have an officer and he does something dumb or wrong or whatever words you want to use, it could be in Seattle, Washington, and Bell Buckle, Tennessee is going to know it in 30 minutes, maybe 30 seconds. It's just the world we live in now with technology, as you used the word a while ago. On social media and even the news on TV and stuff, it's just almost instant that, and heaven forbid, if an officer does something wrong, it's news.
and the profession then gets painted with a broad brush on everybody, which you shouldn't do. And I read somewhere a while back, I forget, there's like 600,000 law enforcement officers in the United States. I may be off on that number some,
right.
But even if just 1% were problems, that's a few thousand. So, folks, I guess the point is, don't paint it with a broad brush.
Exactly.
And the folks that create a problem, guess what? I know what y'all do. You get rid of them.
Yeah.
And that's just part of it, just like in any profession.
Exactly. The Good Samaritans in our nation's law enforcement rise and report to duty each day caring for those who can't care for themselves. They protect the defenseless regardless of who or where they are. It may be an addicted drug user laying in the floor of a convenience store bathroom where someone's called 911, and now it's up to that officer to administer Narcan to bring him back to life. And many other events play out thousands of times each week for law enforcement.
Yeah, I've seen that happen more than once.
Absolutely.
Myself, yeah. What about gunshot victims?
Well, that's another good example. I don't think there is a single morning, if you turn on your local news, pick your whatever station you want, that someone or ones, plural, has not been shot. I mean, Nashville, it's unreal.
Nashville, for example, I think there's shootings every night. Somebody doesn't die every night, but there's shootings every night.
Just
almost.
You'd be hard pressed not to turn it on and not hear about somebody being at least shot at and usually shot.
Yeah.
Once again, thousands of times a week, a young officer is sent to a scene to find another young person down and bleeding from gunfire. His friends have left him because they don't want to be around when law enforcement shows up. The officer starts the life-saving procedures until the EMS gets to the scene. After that, the officer's left to wash the stranger's blood off of his hands, maybe his face and clothing, and probably the victim sometimes don't even know who the officer was.
Yeah, and you make a good point, because folks think that an officer gets there and calls for an ambulance, just stands around.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen much anymore.
No, they're trying.
You do whatever you can do to help somebody that's wounded.
Absolutely.
Because you're going to be there before an ambulance gets there.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time you are. Another thing, and I thought about this when we're getting about this time of year, I hate to say, but in the cold of winter, officers, and I'm going to throw in, too, the fire department is good about doing this.
Yep.
Checking vacant houses to see if homeless are okay or if they need to go to a shelter. Or they may find a lifeless body under some old blankets. Then CID is called while officers try to ID the person. Then they make the fateful drive to deliver the worst news to the next of kin, giving a final dignity to those who rarely received it in the world. Once again, they're the officer that's on the spot.
Yeah, and that's and of course, we've all had to do that in law enforcement. That's one of the worst things you have to do, is tell family members that somebody passed away, even though you may not even know that person. But what an impact on a family. But
oh, gosh, it's terrible.
America's officers, quite frankly, they faithfully treat strangers as if they were neighbors.
Exactly.
And that's part of your job, and that's what you do, right?
Absolutely. These are but a few of the kind of calls that officers go through every day and night. It could be far easier to take for granted that the diligent, faithful service of law enforcement that we deal with for the many men and women that rise and meet the challenges every day, even though they face prejudice, hatred, and criticism constantly, to show mercy, render aid, protect life, which is their calling. So thank goodness for the green and blue Good Samaritans.
Roger that. And, I'm glad you brought this topic in, Sheriff, because you and I have talked on the show before about the majority of time spent by deputies or police officers on the road is actually helping people, not arresting people.
Absolutely, yeah.
Whether it's like you talk about, like you're helping somebody broke down, somebody's teenage daughters broke down out in the middle of nowhere, and you're helping them get their tire fixed or get their parents there or doing whatever, or checking on homeless folk, doing whatever. You spend most of your time helping people, not arresting people.
You're absolutely right. I would say at least 90% of our time, and it's probably more than that, is what you just said. We're helping somebody, not stopping somebody, writing them a ticket, or putting someone in jail. I mean, yes, we do a lot of that too, but the biggest part of our job is to help our fellow citizens.
Well, and of course, that can change in a heartbeat, right? You're helping people, just had lunch, and all of a sudden you're in the middle of people getting shot in a gunfight.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it takes a special person to be able to get out there and do that kind of work, because things can change in a second. And they do.
Absolutely.
One way you're helping somebody 1 minute, the next minute you're chasing a gunman.
Yeah, when you think about it, it's no wonder. I mean, and I know this would probably be with any, which fire, ambulance, whatever, but maybe even somewhat more so. The adrenaline of law enforcement. I mean, you're talking about our adrenaline glands being overworked. I mean, it is up, down, up, down.
I made an observation the other night, and you were at the county commission meeting the other night, and the mayor had a good program to recognize military veterans that have served, and of course a lot of those came from the sheriff's department.
Yep.
They had served in the military, and it wasn't lost on me that so many of and they were recognizing all county employees that were veterans, but the vast majority are in public safety, right?
I'd say, yeah.
And there's a reason for that, I think, and that's people just have that heart for public service. They're in the military. That transitions into public safety when they get out of the military.
Absolutely.
So I think there's a correlation there that may be lost on some folks, but some people just have that desire and that passion to serve people. And that was very evident when I saw how many of the veterans were in public safety.
There was a lot of them, wasn't it? It was a good turnout.
It was. Nice. We appreciate the mayor putting that on and the county commission allowing the time to do that, to recognize our veterans Tuesday night.
Absolutely. And it really made me proud that what you just said, that we had as many as we did up there. And like you said, every department did have.
Yes, absolutely.
But it just seemed like maybe we had maybe more than anyone else, and that made me feel good that we did. And, the old saying, and this goes back a long ways, don't forget, hire the vets,
Absolutely. Well, there's a skill set that comes there that involves discipline and organization and quite frankly, service before self. And that's a trait you have to have, obviously, in public safety as well. It's not just a job, it is a profession. And you have to, if you don't have that desire to serve people, then you're in the wrong business.
Absolutely.
In public safety. And there's a few that come in that way, but they don't usually last very long.
True.
The ones that are committed to serving the public are the ones that really do well in the organization, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Good deal. Sheriff, we're almost out of time. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about before we go off there?
Well, let's say Thanksgiving's coming up, so
hope
everyone has a good Thanksgiving and gets to see their loved ones.
And, of course, there's a lot of folks, a lot of y'all will be out there traveling during the Thanksgiving holidays. Yep. Probably, I guess, one of the most traveled periods of time during the years. If it's not, it's going number two. So please be safe out there. It's going to be crowded out there. Get there safe to enjoy seeing your loved ones or ones that are traveling to see you here in Bedford County. We just throw that out to you.
Yep. A lot of people be starting their Christmas shopping. Is it Black Friday and all that?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah.
Don't get run over.
Don't remind my folks about that. Okay. Get out there and shop local, folks. Spend a little money here in Shelbyville and help our local merchants out. There's going to be a large, huge Christmas event on December 3rd, sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce on the square.
I think that's a great thing.
It really, it's kind of encompasses everybody, the merchants on the square. You've got fireworks, you've got reindeer, you've got bands. I mean, what a great way, because we got one of the nicest squares certainly in Tennessee. And, of course, it's called the Shelbyville model, right? The town square that we have. A lot of towns modeled it. And December 3rd, I believe that's from like roughly 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. or something like that on December 3rd.
They're really expecting a big
crowd. I know they've been working with you guys in public safety to keep everybody safe up there, but it's going to be a great family event, folks. We just had to mention that. So put that on your calendar, December 3rd. Sheriff, we appreciate you coming in today. I know folks really appreciate everything that the men and the women in the Sheriff's Department do to keep folks safe here in Bedford County and to make it a better place to live and work. Folks, this is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting, the only locally owned radio station here in Bedford County. Until next time.
When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville, across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care. Visit Kincaid Service Company today to experience the superior comfort of a Serta mattress. Serta has pioneered sleep innovation for more than 90 years, bringing quality products to more than 150 countries worldwide. Serta Comfort is validated by consumers with thousands of 5-star reviews and are designed and assembled in the U.S. at one of Serta's state-of-the-art facilities. Serta's award-winning mattress collections are created by providing superior comfort along with overall support and breathability. Get Serta Comfort by visiting Kincaid Service Company in Shelbyville. Online at kincaidservice.com.
WLIJ.